Today I wanted to show how to set up High Level, and if you're not familiar with what High Level is, it is a full-fledged CRM tool that can be used to run your business, your email automation, your sales automation. If you're in the IT space and you are a Tech Tribe member, if you're not sure what Tech Tribe is, check out the link in the description below. But I digress. As a Tech Tribe member, you get access to Growably, which is built on top of High Level. And it is a full-fledged CRM solution to be able to run your business, to be able to set up email marketing campaigns and do your marketing, your sales, your CRM, your follow-up. But I have a lot of people ask questions about how do I get it set up? How do I get everything initially set up? So I thought what would I do in this video is just show you how to set up Growably or / High Level, whichever one you're using. I use High Level internally and have been. I switched over from Infusionsoft about 2 years ago. This is not going to be a full-fledged tutorial by any stretch of the imagination, but what I wanted to do was go through some initial setup steps that you need to take to get everything set up correctly so that you're able to maximize and be able to use the tool effectively. So the first thing, I'm breaking this down into things you have to do at the company level, things you have to do at the user level, and we're going to do, some brief tutorial training on how to set up the CRM, how to use the functionality inside of the CRM. So, all right, so what I want to do is walk through some initial company setup steps, and these steps are going to be generally the same whether you're using High Level or Growably. So I hit this little drop down here. So here is all the setup steps, and this is what I help my clients with in going through the setup of their High Level to be able to use for their business. I'm going to go full screen so you actually can see this, and I'm going to switch back and forth between my ClickUp and High Level so I can show you how to use that. First thing I do is cover how to get support. So if you are over in Growably, there is a little button down here that says "Can we help?" And you can submit a support ticket. Look up help articles right there at the bottom. So that's the first thing. I always show people how to get tech support. The other thing is turn on all labs features. So if I switch back over here and I go down to settings, you'll know what I'm talking about. These are kind of some beta type features that High Level rolls out on a regular basis. So go to settings, labs, and make sure you turn on all of these little sliders so that things will make sense, because they're releasing more and more features. And again, at the time of recording this is what is available right now. So I'll cover that in a second. Two-way email sync with Gmail and Office 365. So that's the first thing I do, is turn on all of those sliders. The next thing we need to do is go into our business and profile, make sure that's set up correctly. So the first thing you're going to do is check time zones. So I'm going to go through this as well, the business and profile setup. So I'm still over here in settings, but if I scroll up and I go to my business profile, this is going to be all the things about your business. So you want to make sure you go ahead and plug in your logo. But the big thing that you want to make sure of is your time zone. Now, by default, High Level, I believe, comes in at Eastern time zone. So if you might be in a different time zone, this may be defaulted to something differently. If you're on a Tech Tribe member and you're using Growably, this will automatically be on Sydney, Australia time. So you want to make sure you change the time zone at the business level. So that's your business profile. So the other place you want to do that is in your My Profile. You want to go in and set up your email signature. All of that can be set up. Your availability can be set up in here. You'll want to connect Zoom. So if you have meetings and calendars, you can set up Outlook calendar synchronization as well as two-way email synchronization. Again, this is a full-fledged CRM. And as you can see, the default time zone for my profile is set to Australia Sydney time. So I need to go in and change that to, let's see, Eastern time zone, EDT, and then come down here and then update availability. So you can actually put in the days and times that you work, and you can have multiple days or multiple hours during those days. So let's make sure I got everything. So I did the make sure the time zones are set up. Notifications, that's another one that seems to be hiding on here. So These are all the conversation notifications, and you can do them in-app, email, or SMS if you have that set up. But be sure to hit save once you've updated your preferences for notifications. And then while you're here, if you have other team members, this is one of the cool things about High Level is you can have unlimited team members inside of your account. Infusionsoft, ActiveCampaign, a lot of those will charge you for additional user accounts beyond a certain point, but you have unlimited ability to add every single member of your team if you wanted to inside of your CRM tool. The next thing where people get stuck is setting up their email for sending email. And yes, you can do full email setup out of High Level or Growably. So again, I'm in my Growably account. So if I'm still in settings, and if I come down here to email services, the service that I recommend and the Tech Tribe recommends is Mailgun. You can get a free account of Mailgun, by the way. So this is absolutely free to set up. So if you go to mailgun.com, there is a pay-as-you-go plan. But they have a free plan that you can sign up for, a 30-day free trial. But one of the things here, let me go switch over. So those of you who are Tech Tribe members, Nigel did post this over in the forums. There is an unadvertised Mailgun plan that's free for sending up to 1,000 emails per month. And this is good for most small businesses with a small list. And I think it's $1 per 1,000 for over that, if you happen to go over that. Super cheap. So initially, it's going to put you automatically on a 30-day or $35 a month trial plan. But as soon as you sign in, change over to the Flex Pay G plan, and then you'll have a free Mailgun account. And if I come over here, you have the ability to set up your own custom domain. And again, here's the pricing. So it's $1 per 1,000 emails. And then once you have all of that set up, you're going to come in here to edit. You're going to enter the API key. As soon as you enter that, it's going to make an API call to Mailgun, and then your domains that you have set up in Mailgun will show up here. Then you click save. So I wanted to cover that too. The other thing is a lot of people are generally setting up a new domain for sending out these emails. But I did want to point out a couple things with that. A lot of people will set up a CRM tool. I've seen people do it with MailChimp, where they'll set up a MailChimp account, import 10,000 records, and then try to start bulk sending 10,000 people. It doesn't work. You get your account shut off. The same will happen if you try to do that with Mailgun. So my words of wisdom to you is there's a term called warming up your domain. So what you want to do is once you have Mailgun set up a few user accounts, contacts inside of your Growably High Level account, and then do some tests over that. Just send messages from your High Level to an email account. Maybe it's a friend of yours. It could be another email account like a Gmail account. And then you can reply back. So what happens over that week or so as it warms up the domain and it propagates so that you don't get seen as a new email provider that's sending out spam messages. Because if you try to do that, especially in the first couple weeks of setting up a new domain, it will get flagged and you'll be in all kinds of issues. So don't do that. Don't do it with Mailgun. So if you happen to be doing that with another email provider service and end up getting it shut off, that's probably why. Just letting you know. So you want to warm up the domain first, and that's super easy to do. It just takes a little bit of patience. The other thing you want to do as you get everything set up is do a Mail Genius test. So if you're not familiar with Mail Genius, I think it's just mailgenius.com. Can't spell today. Might be IO. We'll see what I get. Hopefully I don't get anything junky. Nope, that's actually it. All right. So this is the ability to tell whether or not your email is going to land in the spam folder, because everything is about deliverability. If you're sending emails and they never make it to the inbox, this is a great way to find out absolutely free what the problem actually could be. So what you're going to want to do is see this right here. I'm going to copy that email. I'm going to come back into my high level, and I'm actually going to create that as a contact. And I do recommend that you do this. Nigel has covered this in a separate video as well. But I'm going to go into contacts, and I'm going to just create a contact called Mail Genius. Get this to load. Nigel showed that in his video as well. So I'm going to paste that email address that I just got over on Mail Genius, and then I'm going to hit save. And then you come back into Mail Genius, and what you're going to do is I'm going to go into that contact, and I'm going to come down here to email, and then I'm going to send an email. As you can see, it's going to go to that address. And then what it'll do, it will actually show you a score. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute, but it will show you your score and tell you if there's anything set up improperly with your email account. But I definitely recommend doing that on a periodic basis, because it's not set it and forget it with email. So I have this set up as a recurring task to go in there and do this once a month to make sure that email deliverability score is 90 or above. Default custom values. Go to settings down here at the bottom, scroll down to custom values, and there are some custom values that are preset for you in Growably. One of them is your colors, and your email unsubscribe is also in there. So these are basically short codes, if you will, if you're familiar with WordPress land. That way when you get templates, you won't have to change anything. You just use this little bit of snippet of code in emails or on websites or funnels that you build inside of Growably or High Level, and it will automatically put that in there, put your logo automatically in all of those templates. Let's see here. Website widget is the other thing that you have access to, and you're probably wondering what that is. But if you go back here and I go down to sites, and then I go to chat widget. This is a little plugin that sits down on the bottom right hand of your screen, kind of like this one over here, that people, when they click that, you can customize all of the functions of that little chat bubble. So it's like a little widget window, looks like this. And again, you can customize every single field in here. You can change the colors to your colors. You can change all of this information in here. So it's like a little lead capture device or script for your website. And then you can also configure the acknowledgement message when somebody submits it. So you can embed that right into WordPress using Lead Connector. Lead Connector is a WordPress plugin that will connect your High Level / Growably to your WordPress account. There is Android and iOS mobile apps, and there also is a Zapier integration called Lead Connector. So it's not called High Level. It's a white label lead generation tool, a way of getting data from one place to another. The next part is integrations, and that is going to be over here in settings. And then if I scroll down to integrations, you can connect your Google account, your Facebook account, you can connect QuickBooks. All of these things are absolutely free to use inside of Growably. Google account will pull all of your Google Analytics, so I recommend going in and setting up all of those integrations. And there is Stripe, so if you happen to take payments, you can integrate. It has full e-commerce capabilities inside the CRM tool. So that is my setup at the company level. And again, it's just go through, set all those things up. All right, so you can set up two-way email and calendar synchronization, and you can set up booking calendars. So those are all of the functionality you have. Again, I think those were at the My Profile level down here. So you want to make sure that those things are integrated. You have two-way email synchronization so that when you're messaging out of High Level, people are replying back with Gmail or Outlook. that conversation will come back into high level for you. Then set up booking calendars. So you have access, if you're using another calendaring tool like Calendly or Appointment Core, there's a bunch of different calendar programs. But you have the ability to create unlimited calendars in here. So if I go into calendar settings, I can create as many calendars as I want. I can take payments on that. Doesn't cost me any extra, by the way, to take payments. I know that Calendly, you have to be on the Pro plan in order to take Stripe payments. So if you are a coach and you book for appointments, if you're an IT provider and you charge for assessments, you can actually have a calendar where people can book their own IT assessment and pay for it right inside your site. Then obviously you need to import contacts if you're moving in from another CRM tool. I'll show you quickly how to do that. If I go into contacts, then I come up here, I click import contacts, and then I can drag and drop my CSV file. So I'm going to go ahead and upload a file. I created a test. Let's see here. I think I put it on my desktop. So I create a little test CSV file. Then I'm going to hit next. And then all we do is map the fields. As you can see, it automatically mapped all of the fields. So you do not have to have a special spreadsheet with fields in it. But there's only so many that high level / Growably will recognize. But as you can see, I would map the field from the CSV file to a contact field inside of Growably high level. If you don't want to do all of that, I just hit go ahead and submit. And then I wait for it to process. That should be fairly quick. As you can see, there was only a handful of people on there. So if I come over here to contacts, as you can see, it automatically pulled in Joe Smith and Bob Felch from my list. So super easy to import contacts. So those are the quick, easy setup steps for Growably high level. I definitely recommend you go through that, and there's a few of them that you want to do on a regular basis, but this will help make sure that you're successful getting things set up correctly. Thanks for tuning into this one. I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a great day.